Hello everyone, welcome to some fourth quarter coverage of the US Team Trials semifinals. Yesterday we were taking a look at the semifinal match between Fleischer and Leibowitz. That match is being covered currently, as far as I can tell, on the other Twitch channel, so we're going to follow Nickell versus Rosenthal today. Just give a little bit of variety to viewers, whichever match you feel like watching. I think the Fleischer match is a little bit closer. I will keep everyone updated as we proceed through the day about the scores in that match. No big spoilers about the winner, but just so people are aware if they want to check out the other coverage. But Nickell is off to a good start. They have a pretty sizable lead. And in this segment so far, Nickell has already picked up quite a few swings. Three diamonds doubled at one table, and the other table, they bid to three no trump, which appears not to have very much play, taking only 6 tricks, and then a small part score swing on the very next deal. So we're getting into board 33, 60 boards total being played today. So they got 28 left to go if Rosenthal wants to catch up. But yeah, let's see what's going on the hand that we're currently watching. Both pairs playing a diamond part score. In one room, Ralph Katz made a one spade overcall here. Appears to have gotten the defense off to a spade lead. And in the other room, there was no spade bid. A bit of a different auction. We had a no trump opener by Greco with a 6-card diamond suit. Some sort of invitational hand, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no. And Greco elects to select 3 diamonds rather than 2 no as the contract to play. An interesting choice. He catches his partner with a bit of the worse of it, with just a singleton diamond. But he was probably hoping to get a bit luckier than that, maybe find a 6-3 diamond fit. Thinks that 2 no trump might not have such great play, but 3 of a minor could be a little better spot. How many tricks is Declare going to take? The diamond spots are weak enough that South is going to be able to collect 2 natural diamond tricks along with North's ace of diamonds. Seems the contract is going to be going down. Possibly even a couple of tricks if North finds a heart switch, which he does. That'll set up a heart trick for the defense, and Declare has no way to get back to the dummy to discard his heart loser before the opponents can get in. So it looks like North-South are going to come to 2 more diamonds, the ace of spades and the jack of hearts in the blue room for 2 down. In the green room over here, the defenses started out a little bit different. We had seen in the blue room, Ginossar ended up winning the first round of diamonds with the ace. In this room, Nickell has won the first round of diamonds with the queen, which is going to make things a little bit complicated defensively, because South doesn't want to lead hearts from his side, and he needs to get North in. So maybe a bit of a stronger defensive play from North in the blue room. But what is Nickell going to do? It feels pretty safe to just exit a club. Obviously, you want to be trying to count and figure out if you can actually get to 6 defensive tricks if you just passively exit a club here. And I think the conclusion is going to be no. That jack of spades has already been set up in the dummy for a heart discard. So we may well see Nickell switch to a heart, hoping that his partner has the queen. Nope, he goes with the club. Very reasonable, but now Declare is just going to be able to go king of diamonds, diamond, pull as many trumps as he can, or play the king of diamonds and eventually, you know, pull another round with the jack of diamonds before crossing to the heart ace to pitch his heart loser. So this will be a bit of a swing for Rosenthal. They need it. Staying at a lower level and getting a bit of a less testing defense that allows them to make the contract. We'll let them play that one out and flip back over to the blue room. Oh, you know what I realized? So I realized yesterday that my camera is covering up some of the cards in the bottom right, so I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Now I think everyone can see everything. That's good. That's good, that's good. So in the blue room, we see Chris Willenken open a no trump. I don't know if they're playing 14 to 16 or 15 to 17, but this 14 count, I believe, should qualify regardless. Good 5-card heart suit. They play some sort of stamen type thing. So 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 no. And we get a diamond lead. Declare's probably going to be pretty happy about his contract. I mean, there's no real danger suit that the opponents are going to be able to set up. He can just easily knock out both the Queen of Hearts and the King of Clubs. Come to 9 tricks, at the very least. Or he could do this, which looks ridiculously risky. What was wrong with just taking 3 diamonds, 4 hearts, and 2 clubs? Like, playing on spades, I mean, what if West was able to return a spade here and set up East's entire spade suit? What am I missing? I guess you can come to 3 diamonds, a club, a spade, and 4 hearts? Still, I'm just very confused why we played a spade at trick 2. I think just winning the diamond and dummy and leading a heart was an easy route to 9 tricks, but maybe Chris sees an alternative route that could also work out. This is, once again, very strange. You know, now we've played a second round of spades. Against the actual layout of the cards, it works fine. But it's not as if Declare is coming to an extra trick this way. West can always just passively exit a red suit or even put a club through. And oh. Actually, yeah, so, okay, look, this is an excellent line of play at match points. But at teams, because I think Chris is going to come to 10 tricks. If West cashes the spade ace, that sets up the 10 for a 10th trick. Declare no longer needs the club hook. And if he doesn't cash the spade ace, then Declare can safely take the club finesse and does not lose the ace of spades. But this is imps. We don't care about the over trick. I don't know. This was very suspect to me, the way he played the hand. If you know West has a spade suit, I think it's a little bit different. Let's see what happens in the green room. We get a heart opener by South, 2 spades by West. Interesting 2-spade jump shift with just a 5-card suit, but it is ace-king fifth. I think most players would very much prefer a 1-spade overcall. Maybe Finn's decision was based on his partner's choice, or his partner's pass. If his partner was an unpassed hand, 1 spade would 100% be the bid to make. But by past hand partner, he was trying to preempt the opponents, keep them out of making a game, which was unsuccessful. And then after the spade lead, running around to the queen, I mean, in this room, Declare has a lot more information than Chris Willenken did in the other room. So Declare does set up his heart suit. Also, East-West have more information defensively. In the blue room, Chris had opened a no trump with his hand. Nickell decided to open a heart with the 14 count. So I guess Finn is probably going to, hey Claudinerm, how's it going? Welcome on in. Good to see ya. Declare will come to 9 or 10 tricks, depending on how the defense goes. It looks like, yeah, so I don't really understand what happened in the blue room on this deal, but Chris did manage to score an over trick. I was going to say I think Nickell could probably take the same read and lead a spade towards the jack 10 in that end position, once again putting West in this like impossible situation. If he ducks, Declare gets an extra trick, the spade communication is cut. If he wins, he'll either have to cash a spade, giving Declare a spade trick, or not take his spade and then it never materializes. So there was a way for Nickell to, I think, safely play for a 10th trick, but he just sensibly took a 100% line of play for his contract and ended up losing an imp for it, but not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Board 35, we've seen the auction. Hey, PJ! Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate it. Welcome back. We see East-West getting to 4 spades in a couple of bids. East showing a good hand, take out double with diamonds. West getting competitive as a non-opener, a passed hand, so freely able to just bid 3 spades with limited values. Over here, over the 3 diamond bid, and East, of course, raises with the 4-card trump support. How's this contract looking? North-South have 2 tricks in. They're going to get the heart ace. And the last question is, what do we do about that queen of spades? Pretty normal to play opener for the spade queen on auctions like this. Preemptors tend to have shortness somewhere. It's frequently in your trump suit. So Declare may well play a spade to the ace and hook the queen of spades. Let's see if he ends up doing that. I will note that we have a bit of a different auction going on in the green room, so we'll keep an eye on what happens, but let's see if Declare does take the finesse. He does. Now he can pull the last trump and claim his 10 tricks. So you might say, oh, very similar, North opened a diamond, East made a takeout double, South raised diamonds, West came in with a spade bid, and East bid game. The difference here is that the 2 diamond bid, not being preemptive, could easily be based on like queen doubleton of spades or something. So, although this opening lead is not going to work out very well for the defense, this will allow Declare to set up hearts and pitch his club loser. But is that enough? Interesting question. Okay, Declare doesn't even bother trying to set up hearts to pitch his club loser. That makes some sense. It's not as if he could have just like played a heart at trick 2 and claimed, or pulled 2 rounds of trumps and even if they split badly, knocked out the ace of hearts and claimed. He did have some more work to be done. So starting to establish these diamonds as roughs makes some sense, and maybe he thinks that the king of clubs is likely to be onside. I mean, for two reasons. One, the opening bid, and two, North led a heart, which kind of places South with the heart ace. That's not true, so that could be what's throwing Declare off on this one. He's probably planning on taking a club finesse if a club comes through. But okay. So let's see how it plays out. It's a little sad, I think, defensively that Nickell ended up hopping up with the diamond queen on this diamond play. Because now Declare is going to find out about the club king, and presumably a heart will get returned here. Nickell will need to work out that his partner underled the ace, but he does. So a heart goes back to the ace. But the thing is, South has turned up with the queen of diamonds, king of clubs. I think Declare is going to be able to place North with the spade queen. Whoa, blue room completely running wild on the board 36. I didn't even follow any of the play or the auction. I was kind of too focused on the four spades in this room. Let's see if Declare does the right thing. Spade to the ace, spade to the 10, I think is indicated. He is pausing. It's possible that North in third seat could be very light for the one diamond opener. The thing is, without the diamond queen, I think North might just need the spade queen for his opening bid. Hard to say. I mean, you could always kind of treat it as a psych. A lot of third seat white-red opening bids are shady at best. But Finn taking his time. I wonder what people's thoughts are on, he does do the right thing eventually. Yeah, board 37, let's take a look. I was hanging on whether or not Declare would have picked up the spade suit, and he does. Let's see what's going on in the blue room. 2-0 opener by North. This gets announced. Okay, 20 to 21, so they're just playing something standard. 3 clubs by South. Stamen, or some sort of ask about majors. 3 diamonds by North. 4 diamonds by South. So South shows a shapely hand with diamonds that is a slam try, notably in the diamond suit. North 100% is going to accept. It is, I mean, with 3 aces, the king, queen of diamonds and partner suit, a 5-card suit of your own, and this is what, 21, a maximum in terms of high cards. I'm shocked that we're treating this as a 20 to 21 count. No jacks, a lot of good spot cards. You know, the 9 of spades may be important, the 9 of hearts could be important, 9-8 of clubs is nice. This feels much closer to, you know, the 22 to 24 range, which might have been like a 2-club opener for them. But we do get to 6 diamonds. 4 hearts, announced as a Q bid. Probably a sensible thing to do. If, 4 diamonds natural, yeah. A lot of players would play like 4 of a minor +1 being key card, but I think 4 hearts is a Q when South can't really have a ton of key cards is probably more useful. Like, if South had 2 key cards and the trump queen, they would just be forcing to slam themselves, right? So maybe it's a similar spot to if your partner has, like, preempted, you could play some sort of, I forget what the term is, poor man's key card or something like that. where you can show 0, 1, 1 with the queen, 2, or something like that, of that nature. That could be helpful, but regardless, North just q-bids 4 hearts, and South says, I've heard enough. Let's bid 6 diamonds. I think it's important to note that this 4-heart queue shouldn't be based on, like, the king. Your partners showed length and 2 suits, neither of which was hearts. You want to be very confident that your heart control is working. Nice deal for a card play lesson on 4 spades on board 36. Ooh, is it? Yeah, what's happening on 36? Well, the King of Hearts lead is going to make things... yeah, pretty straightforward for Declare. They can just pull trumps and hope that the heart suit is not 5-2, which is what's going to happen. So they'll end up losing a heart, a spade, and a diamond. If North had led anything else, like, say, a diamond from Jack 9-8, you say there's an end position where you can exit in diamonds. It's true if the defense doesn't play hearts through, but I suspect South, when they get in with the ace of spades, would always switch to a heart, looking at this dummy, especially if North was able to give some sort of signal to let South know how to defend, and that would take North off of the end play. So Declare could have gone down in 4 spades if North had not found the heart lead. It's pretty natural to lead from a king-queen sequence, though. Difficult to fault Ralph Katz for the opening lead of the king of hearts. The other table did end up in 3 no trump, though, and that might be a better contract. Looks like even on a minor suit lead, Declare can always get to 4 spades, 2 tricks in each minor, and the ace of hearts. So no real risk in 3 no, and Declare ended up with an over trick in the other room. 6 diamonds over here is... I can't tell. Is this going well for Declare? He has pulled all of the trumps and is now going to set up the club suit. The 10 of clubs is roughing finessable. This looks scary. I mean, the defense, obviously on a different opening lead, may well have come to the king, queen of spades, so Declare close to not making his contract, but it does come home. I wasn't paying too careful attention as to what happened in the play, but he does make his 12 tricks. And we'll see if Nickell and Katz in the green room will be able to duplicate that result. I think they should be able to, because North's hand is way too good for a 20-21 2-no opener. But we'll see what ends up happening. Meanwhile, Finn is working his way to collect his 10 tricks and 4 spades. There's no squeeze available, but he probably will try running the major suits just to see if anyone misdiscards, gives up that 9 of clubs or the 3rd round of diamonds. And 3 passes in the blue room to North. A little surprising. I think a lot of players would be opening 2 spades with the South cards, but I think it's become pretty clear from just the couple of hands we've watched that Ginossar and Willenken have a very, very sound style. And so this hand probably isn't even on Chris's radar to to open 2 spades, even white-red. Okay, we have some interesting pop-ups happening in the blue room here. Chris called the director after bidding 2 clubs. I wonder if that was because he intended to just bid 2 hearts as a transfer. And then we got another pop-up saying that he accepted the call. So maybe... I don't know what his intention is. 2 clubs, of course, a very strange bid if you're looking to bid Stamen. Well, we get the same 2-no opener in the green room as we did in the blue room on this one. 21 count. Would I open a no trump in 4th seat? I think for their style, like I said, it seems as if they're playing a very, very solid system where like even good 17s would be open to no trump. I personally wouldn't. And I think I would treat the hand as unbalanced enough that I would open a club and reverse into 2 hearts. Ace doubleton is a good holding to get the lead coming into you, because your partner could have holdings such as like Jack 10 third, where a lead coming into you will be 2 stoppers in the suit, and a lead coming through you will be only 1 stopper. So I do understand the desire to make North the declarer and no trump on this hand. And the fact that partner's a passed hand means slam is, I think, pretty unlikely. But the counterpoint to that is that if we have a big club fit, we could easily be making 6 clubs with all of our aces. You know, imagine partner has 5-card club support to the king and a stiff heart. We don't need very much for 7 clubs to make. King, 5th of clubs, king of diamonds, king of spades, singleton heart. You open a no trump, partner's not going to do much. They might bid Stamen and bid 3 no. But anyway, I think it's close. I'm a supporter of basically any of the choices, but I think 1 no probably stylistically for Ginossar Willenken is sensible. I was going to come back to this 2-no opener in the green room. I don't know if Katz and Nickell are playing this 20 to 21, but to me, unless I'm miscounting the north hand, it looks like we have 21 highs, no jacks, all honors working, a good 5-card suit, and a bunch of nice spot cards. I think this just has to be too good for a 2-no opening bid. Maybe one of the considerations on this is that because we're red on white, if we do open 2 clubs and we don't have good agreements or a strong system over that, the opponents might be able to preempt us, and that could land us in a bit of trouble. Like, we really don't want to face the auction 2 clubs, 3 spades, pass. I suppose we bid 3 no, but who knows what could be right. Anyway, it looks like North-South are going to find their way into slam. The question is just which slam. Because South started the same. Bid 3 clubs as Stamen looking for a spade fit, didn't find one, and then bid 4 clubs to show diamonds and a slam try. Slam try being implied because South could have just bid 3 no trump if they had a generic game force. Aha, we get to the wrong slam. And I was going to say the 6 club bid from North, while maybe somewhat appealing, is not going to work out very well on this hand. South feels like he's already showed what his hand looks like, and I agree with him. He has a 4-card major and a long diamond suit that is interested in playing slam. North was hoping that six clubs would be more of like a pass or correct type thing, looking for a 5-3 fit. But obviously from South's perspective, and for most experts, the 2-no opener could have a 6-card minor. And I think that's more of what six clubs looks like. So I think North probably should have bid 5-no trump, if that bid would have been interpreted correctly as a pick a slam bid. That's what I would do with a 5-card club suit. 6 clubs, I think, to a lot of players sounds like a 6-card suit. And, well, Declarer is going to get pretty severely punished for this one. So this is going to be 17 imps. I think that's probably the value in imps of the result here. 17 imps to Rosenthal. It could be more. Looks as if Declarer is going to be going down multiple tricks. Spade comes through, heart comes through, the king of hearts gets set up. East is going to be able to ruff in on either the 4th round of spades or the 3rd round of diamonds, cashes king of hearts. Declarer is getting in big trouble on this one. Oh, and the really sad part is that Declarer is South. Oh, no, North really screwed South over on this one. This isn't what you want to happen. Like, if you make one of these bids and your partner misinterprets it, you would much rather have yourself be the one that's getting punished than your partner. That's too bad. So Nickell is being tortured on this hand, and dummy got end played for 3 down, still 17 imps. But a big pickup to Rosenthal. Well done to Chris and Eldad in the blue room for getting to the correct slam, 6 diamonds. How is 3-no doing? I have not been following the blue room's action because we were just checking out the 6-club contract, but we had another strong no trump in 4th seat by North. South showed an invite with 5 spades. Okay, so that's why he went through 2 clubs. He wanted to show this as an invite with 5-card spade support. North, it looks like North rejected the invite with 2-no, and then South said 3-no, which feels weird, a little inconsistent, right? He's showing this invitational hand with 5 spades, and partner says no thank you, and then, like, I assume North could have bid 3-no if he wanted. Although something isn't adding up, right? North has a 17 count and bid 2-no trump. Okay, maybe I just don't know what's going on. But they get to 3-no. Maybe systemically the idea is that all bids over 2 spades from North are forcing, because South, for one thing, could have a 6-card spade suit, and secondarily could have just like such an unbalanced hand that 2-no has no play whatsoever. That would be a reasonable system design. Aha, here we are. Look at this. Nickell in the green room has opened 2 spades on the South cards. I think this is going to quickly vault North-South into 4 spades. It's so difficult for North to not bid game, I think. Looking at 4 aces. I mean, even a hand such as King, Queen, 6 of spades and nothing else has play for game. You might be able to take 6 spade tricks and 2 heart tricks, along with the aces of both minor suits. Yeah, and Nickell kind of comes to that, or Katz in the North comes to that conclusion. He just bids 4 spades, you know, despite he goes through 2-no, finds out his partner has crap, and still bids the game. Which would tend to indicate that he has a slam try of some kind. But anyway, so two different contracts being played in these two rooms. I'm a little surprised by what just happened in the blue room. West got in and led a spade away from the king-jack. North has set up the club suit. The diamond queen is in the pocket. I think Declare is going to have an easy time getting to at least 9 tricks, if not 10 tricks from here. Maybe there was not much the defense could do, but the spade away from the king jack 10 feels weird to me. Anyway, we'll let North think through this one. I mean, I'm sure he's just going to run the Queen of Hearts next. He doesn't know the clubs are coming home, but he might suspect based on the opponent's carding. Let's look at how 4 spades is going to fare. West led from his doubleton heart. I'm a little surprised by that, given that he has what appears to be natural trump tricks. But I do think that it's pretty common when someone preempts one of the majors, leading the other major tends to be a good, or a reasonable choice. Oh. But unfortunately, that has set up a discard for the 10 of clubs, I see. So I think Declare should be making this contract. He can go 3 rounds of diamonds, roughing and dummy, cash the spade ace, and then play the ace of hearts, pitching his club loser. I suppose he could do some of this in a different order if he wanted. Cash the ace of spades, and then pitch a club loser on the ace of hearts. Well, that's no good. I guess all roads work out when the diamond queen is onside. But I would be concerned about this plan if they were able to pull another round of trumps. Although the jack of hearts is a winner too. Maybe there's just nothing the defense can do that makes Declare's life difficult. So king of clubs, Declare will ruff. And this won't be a very large swing. 4 spades making it one table, 3 no making it the other table. Although Ginossar in the blue room has been taking his sweet time trying to figure out what to do after this queen of spades won the trick. Yeah, okay, he finally finds the queen of hearts play. I don't understand what the alternative was. You don't have enough entries to set up the spade suit, even if they split 3-2, which they do. I don't know. Yeah, really don't get it. We are going to see something fun happen in this room, though, in the blue room. East is going to get squeezed in the red suits. It's going to be, in essence, a show-up squeeze. But additionally, West is also getting squeezed in the pointed suits. So, oh. Okay, North just decides to play for the show-up squeeze. I mean, again, it's an over trick, it's imps, no one really cares about the over tricks. But at match points, maybe it would have been better to go ace of diamonds, diamond to the king, before cashing the ace jack of hearts. That would give some weight to that extra spade card in the south hand. now both tables are on to board 39 at the same time. 2 passes, North opens a heart. In the green room over here, East comes in with a spade overcall. I think we should expect to see that at both tables. South passes, 6 high card points, but nothing to really say over spade. West bids 2 only spades with 4 card trump support, but 4 triple 3. I believe some players would prefer to make a mixed raise if they had that available, just due to the fact that you have a 9 card trump fit. But 2 spades buys the contract in this room, which is going to be good news for East-West, because they're limited to 8 tricks, 8 tricks. The defense can cash 2 rounds of hearts, they can take 3 rounds of diamonds, and if they're really on point, they could even play a 3rd round of hearts, hoping to promote South's Jack 3rd. Oh, but we see duplicated auctions in both rooms. So Jeff Hampson also chooses the 2 spade raise. And will we see Ish get the spade suit correct? Because he still has these 3 diamond losers, even if the ace, king, queen of... That was fast. I would have expected Declare to think a little harder about what's going on the hand. It's true that this is, I think, percentage to do things this way. Rough high, go queen of spades, spade finesse. But it's not percentage by a large amount. I mean, once you know the hearts are 6-2, it becomes percentage. If the hearts were 5-3, I don't think that's the case. But Ish very quickly comes to his 8 tricks. He's going to claim pretty shortly, giving up 3 diamonds, I expect. Let's see if North-South comes to the same defense in the other room. This was more what I thought would happen defensively. I thought North would win a heart at trick 1 and then put a low diamond on the table, looking at these 3 small. So the 2 diamonds goes to the Jack. South will win. And I expect South to actually cash the king of diamonds, or maybe return a low diamond now. The 2 of diamonds should indicate that it's that it's safe for South to continue the suit. Like North, if they had 3 small diamonds or 3 diamonds to the 10, for example, would have shifted to a high diamond. So let's see what Chris does. You said you've read that 2 card difference, 5-3, brings the percentage to what? Playing for trumps 2-2 or 3-1? So a finesse and a 9 card fit. It's probably somewhat close. Okay, Chris Willenken actually elects to cash the king of diamonds before playing heart to his partner's ace. Now North can cash the diamond ace, which I expect him to do. He doesn't. Strange to not cash the ace of diamonds. Very strange to not cash the ace of diamonds. So I think the way that I have learned, it might be close to being percentage to take the hook when you find a 5-3 split, but 6-2 is definitely percentage to do so. I think the method of figuring it out is that if the trump split, if the bad trump split, being like 3-1 in this sense, makes it so that the empty spaces are still in favor of the other player, then you should take the finesse. So here, if there's a 5-3 split in hearts and a 3-1 split in spades, the empty faces are equivalent, and therefore the finesse is wrong. Now, you might be right that it's actually percentage in that case, but that's kind of the guideline that I've heard. Although mostly I'm thinking about like 4-1 splits, where like a 3-1 split actually happens quite often. It's 50% of the time you get a 3-1 split missing 4, whereas a 2-2 split is only 40% of the time, as opposed to like, I think the more common scenario where a 3-2 split happens 68% of the time and a 4-1 split is only 28 a priori. I don't know if anything that I said made any sense, but hopefully I conveyed some information. Eric Greco is thinking real hard about what's going on here. He now knows a lot more about the distribution of the hand than he did previously. He knows diamonds are 3-3 as well, so he knows hearts are 6-2, diamonds are 3-3, and he does correctly take the spade finesse. Board 40 blew by in this green room. I didn't really catch what was going on. But we have a no trump opener by Katz. And East does not bid. Red-white, I think it would be way too scary to come in with this hand. On 40, West opened a horrendous hand. How could West have opened on 40? Oh, 40. Here we go. Horrendous. This is a lovely hand. 4-4 in the majors, 11 high card points, first seat, no one vulnerable. Psh, get out of here. This hand's amazing. I would be excited to open this hand. Anyway. Yeah. So we get a precision diamond opener, a spade, 2 spades. East will bid a game. I mean, might make some sort of non-serious slam try or something like that. But eventually they'll get to 4 spades, and it looks like they have 3 losers, 2 clubs and the ace of spades. Not much to be said about the hand other than that. And 41 in the green room, Katz has opened a no trump, responded 2 spades to Stamen after West made this like lead directing double of 2 clubs, and winds up in 4 spades. Ish, not trusting his partner whatsoever with his lead directing double, elects to lead the king of hearts. And how does this contract look for Declarer? It seems like Declarer can just pull 2 rounds of trumps and then cross-ruff the hand. Which I guess means it should be safe to guess the jack of spades, right? Because that diamond suit will provide nice parking places for the club losers. This is kind of a strange play by North, at least in my opinion. The scariest thing for me would be if they keep playing hearts, right? I don't care if they play clubs. We know clubs are 5-2 from the opening lead. East would, of course, have led a singleton in their partner's suit rather than the king, queen of hearts. So I'm not afraid of a club switch or a diamond switch, but like, what happens if they just keep playing hearts at us and trumps split badly? Now we might be going down. I think I'm pretty strong. I feel pretty strongly that North should have tried to pull trumps at trick 2 on this hand. But no harm. He's going to be able to pull trumps now. So he goes king of spades. Fair enough. To the ace. Club comes back. We get to win the king. And now I guess a spade to the 10 kind of seals the deal. Even if trumps are 4-1, we can pull another round, run the diamond suit. And if trumps are not 4-1, then West can do us no harm being on lead. So that'll be 11 tricks. The blue room. Oh! What happened in the blue room at the other table? They got to 3-0. Ah! I didn't even notice this, but 3-0 was bid. Which I guess means that Finn had opened a diamond, or whatever their opening bid was in their style, and East with 4-3-3 elected not to look for a 4-4 spade fit, just tried 3-0 trump with a 16 count, and that did not go so well when they didn't have a club stopper. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a swing. Swing to Nickell. He opened a club, can't remember the rest of the auction. Right. I mean, West would have loved to find a 4-4 major fit. That's the reason you open these hands with 4-4 in the majors, so that you can find your fits. But understandably, East with 4-3-3 and extra values figured that 3-0 trump might be a safer contract than 4 spades. He was wrong this time. So Greco, being a little bit careful about the way he plays the hand, just crossing to West to lead a spade towards both of his honors, makes some sense. Now he's going to be able to just pull trumps and run all of his tricks. He has cost himself an overtrick. Oh, maybe he had no way to get an overtrick anyway. Never mind. Would I expect a game if partner's unable to get in? Like if we don't open the bidding? Well, what should I say about this? "30 years ago, in bridge, it was fairly common to pass a lot of 11 counts. And that was just stylistically what people liked to do. They liked 2 opening hands opposite each other to have decent play for 3-0 trump. But at some point, probably before I even started playing, players realized that you make life so difficult on the opponents if you just open the bidding all the time. Like if you can open that hand and the opponents have all of the missing high card points and the top spot for them is to get to 6 clubs, it makes their life very difficult. Because not only do they not get to open the bidding and have an uncontested auction, but they always have to worry that, well, you're the opening bidder, you could easily just have like a 16 or 17 count over there. So it's not so much about just like, does your side have a game, or like, can you get to game? It's a lot to do with the fact that you put much more pressure on the opponents if you just open the bidding all the time with almost every hand that you have. So I think that's the main win. It's not so much about just like, oh, we get to start bidding our suits and like find our fits early, which is helpful. You win a lot of part score battles by doing it too. You lose out sometimes by you get to game when your partner has 13 or 14 and you just don't have enough stuff. Yeah, it's a bidder's game. But I will say, like, to me, the biggest win is just the amount of pressure the opponents are under that they have to then come into your auction. And on that hand, the opponents were not vulnerable. It's less scary for them to do so, right? They aren't risking going for 1100 against your part score. But frequently, you're white, they're red, you have an awful 11 count with no aces and 1 king, you open a club in first seat, and the player to your left has like a 16 count with a club stopper, but they're 4-3-3. They come in and no trump, it goes double all pass, and you collect 800. And that makes their life so awful that I think there's just too much of an upside to open these hands. And that's been the style for 20 or 30 years at least, as far as I'm concerned, among top-level expert players. There are a few who hold on to the old ways. I know I've featured some of the Italian players who open very, very solid hands and overcall very light. So kind of just a different sense of the same idea. But most people are pretty comfortable just opening the 11 counts and getting involved in the auction. Board 42, I have not been following anything that's going on. So board 42, yeah, 4 spades at every table. Well, East-West learned, or I guess North-South learned, that 3 no trump is not the right contract. So they ended up in 4 spades on board 41, which will be a push. And I expect the 4 spades on board 42 to be a push as well. Looked like South had quite a strong hand with a good spade suit, and North had some support. I wasn't really watching. Did we see the same ridiculous play of the Jack of Hearts back at trick 2 at this table in the blue room? I hope not. Please tell me that North didn't play back the Jack of Hearts at trick 2. Board 43, it has been claimed that 4 spades is also getting bid. 4 spades appears to make. There are 2 heart losers, a diamond loser, and no club losers. Although, is Declarer actually going to be in time to do everything? I guess the ace of diamonds roughs out. Or we can take a roughing hook against the diamond king. I'm not sure. 4 spades has some difficulty. We'll see how Finn handles it if he gets there. I would expect him to get there. This is an invitational sequence. Despite only having a 15 count, he's 5-4-2-2. So he knows they have a 9-card spade fit. Yeah, we do see in the blue room that the 4 spade contract is duplicated. They made 11 tricks in one room, and it looks like they're going to make 11 tricks in this room as well. Maybe? I guess 11's difficult. Declarer would need to win the club ace, play a spade to dummy, use the king of clubs to pitch a heart, pull trumps, and then lead a low diamond towards the queen. Something like that. But I imagine Chris will be able to find some way to get at least 10 tricks on that board. Okay, so this opening diamond lead is nice, but it's not so clear how friendly the rest of the defense is going to be. Declarer will be able to take a diamond roughing finesse, if he chooses. But 3 rounds of hearts is going to pose Declarer a problem. A club switch away from the king might look more appealing if South believed his partner could have club values. But looking at, he has the ace of diamonds, he has the ace king of hearts, he has the king of clubs, it's going to be difficult for Katz over there to have much else on this hand. Oh, Chris probably takes what I have to imagine is a much, much nicer line of play in only 4 spades. You know, not even worrying about pitching his heart on the king of clubs. he's just going to set up the jack of diamonds, ruff a diamond and dummy high, and then pull trumps. So he found a easy way to hold his losers to 3. Well done. Nickell does find what I think is the strongest defense, although the fact that he found this defense might get Declare to do the right thing. He's going to need to ruff with the spade ace and once again take the finesse against the spade jack. I mean, it's... Okay, well done so far. You know, he's not out of the woods yet, but he overcame the first hurdle. I was going to say it's not so crazy to just ruff with the 8 of spades, thinking that South's defense might not work so well unless South had the spade jack. But Finn goes the other way. He's correct this time. Does he have a good reason to finesse in spades? I think it's indicated that the spades are not splitting well. South's defense is kind of strange if the spade suit is breaking. So I would be tempted to play someone for jack third, and I just don't know who that would be. I suppose north, right? Just on the basis that South has the longer hearts. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, well done by Finn to get that one right. We have, so board 43 in this room. Wait. What happened in the other room? I thought West opened a no trump in the other room. Another 4 spades on board 44? Hold on, I will get there. Wait. Also, I just saw your comment, Claudinerm. Oscar the Owl was famous for being able to comment play without saying anything stupid, even after he'd seen the 4 hands. I'm trying to do it for 8 hands. Well, I say a lot of stupid things, so I think Oscar the Owl has me beat on this one, but I'm doing my best. Why did I think South didn't even open the bidding? I guess I just completely missed the auction on 44. I thought West had opened a no trump. I guess he overcalled a no trump. But that feels really weird, right? With a 5-card spade suit? I don't know. I clearly have missed what happened in the green room on auction-wise on board 43. Maybe that's another indication then, right? Because South has turned up with the ace of diamonds, ace king of hearts, and king of clubs. If South had a doubleton spade, he would have opened a no trump. Right? And of course, if South had the jack of spades, he would have opened a no trump. Yeah, there's just been too many spade contracts. It hasn't gone well. Okay, now I have a much stronger belief in the line of play that Finn took on this hand, as long as South had opened a club in that room, which I'm pretty sure he did. So we get to the same 4 spade contract. This time a club was led at trick 1. Not that that necessarily makes Declare's life any easier. He's still going to have to pull trumps and set up the heart suit, I believe. So Jeff Hampson is in a bit of a tricky spot. I think let's let him think about the hand for a while, but we'll shift over to board 44. where East-West do have a lot of stuff. We see a 1-no opener by West, transfer to spades, 2 spades, 4-no key card. Just a 16 count. It's not that crazy for them to wind up in 6 spades, which is where they get. Right, I mean, okay, so this is 14 to 16. Ish has a 16 count, but it's a good 16. He has a good 5-card spade suit. He has this ace, king, queen of diamonds, which are probably useful in some way. 3 small hearts isn't necessarily a bad holding. Maybe he doesn't have an alternative to this. Like, some people might have played 4 clubs as just a generic slam try in spades. 6 no trump makes, is that the better match point position to reach? The ace of clubs lead, I think, is going to make Declarer's life very easy. 2 rounds of clubs, and Declarer can safely pull trumps and set up the diamond suit, if necessary. Using the ace, king of hearts as entries. Okay, I'm gonna head back over to the blue room for a sec because Jeff Hampson has started playing cards. It looks like at trick 2 he led the jack of diamonds out of hand, which ran around Chris Willenken's ace, who continued a 2nd round of clubs. And I think this is probably fairly smart defense by Chris. Even if Chris suspects that ace, king of hearts and a heart might, pose a problem for Declarer, once Declarer has found out about this ace of diamonds, ace, king of hearts, king of clubs, presumably, he's going to be in the same position as Finn and will be able to guess the spade suit correctly. And that solves all of all Declarer's problems. Whereas now, Declarer is going to have to play suits himself. Chris is going to win this. I expect him to play the king of clubs now. There it is. And so, again, Jeff Hampson, it might look as if he only has 1 more heart loser, but he can't really afford to pull trumps. He doesn't have enough trumps remaining to ruff all of his diamond losers. He still has to continue setting up the heart suit. Finn claimed the beer on the previous hand. Well done by Finn. I still don't think he's old enough to drink, but we'll save him up. Save him up for when he turns 21. I think 4 spades is going to go down on this hand. A very crafty defense by Chris could be ruff the spade, or ruff the club, heart to the jack, queen, and ace, and then Chris plays the king of hearts back. And this might look fairly natural if the heart suit was 3-3. So Jeff might just ruff with a low spade, hoping that that would work out. You think Ish will look after the beers? I don't think if Ish gets his hands on a beer, it's going to stay for any more than like 5 minutes. You don't want the beer to get cold. What's going on in the green room? We have a spade opener by North, 2 diamonds by South, game forcing, 2 hearts by North, 2 no, 3 no. We get a lead of a heart. Declarer puts up the jack from dummy. This is a fairly clever play in general. If you think that your left-hand opponent could be leading from, say, a doubleton, then you put up the jack. It's very tempting for East to cover with the queen, and that's going to blow the whole suit. Give Declarer 4 tricks. Whereas if East with queen 4th had played low, then you can only get 3 tricks. Double dummy, can they make 12 in no trump? I mean, it doesn't seem particularly challenging to make 12 tricks. I don't think you need to be double dummy even. Okay, well, certainly not after this lead. But what I was going to say is, I mean, it looks like the most testing lead would have been a spade return. That would cut the communications for a double squeeze. But yeah, the club return, you just pick up the club queen. Declare, remember, Declare had 2 discards from their own hand, the 4th round of hearts and the king of spades. So... Also, wait, didn't they just have 4 diamond tricks? Did Declare unblock the king of diamonds? I wasn't even watching. Did Declare unblock the king of diamonds under the ace? He let a low diamond, saw the stiff ace pop up, and then unblocked the king. With plenty of entries to hand. Declare did unblock the king. Okay, so Declare could have just taken 4 diamond tricks, but instead condensed his diamond winners into 3. It was very sporting of him, right? He was just thinking, hey, you made a mistake by hopping up with the ace of diamonds. I'm going to do you a favor and give you the king for free. That seems completely fair. Expert play, expert play. Ooh, okay, yeah, I like this play better. So I had kind of... Oh no, I'm looking in the blue room. Jeff had roughed a diamond, and then he exited a low heart. Chris played low on this trick. North winning. And now, I guess, is the king of diamonds good enough to beat the contract or not? Has Chris made life difficult for partner? I don't think so. I think the whole point on this hand is that Declare needs to guess what's going on in the spade suit and the heart suit. And this 10 of hearts play might look very, very suspicious from ace king 10, right? Like, what if Declare had jack doubleton, for example? So I think that Declare might place the hearts 3-3, place Chris with, you know, either ace king or ace 10 third or king 10 third, and rough the next round of hearts low in his hand. It's possible. But I'm wondering if the king of diamonds is just already strong enough to beat it double dummy. Oh no, it's not. Obviously it's not. What am I talking about? The king of diamonds Declare just roughs and pulls trump. Queen of diamonds sets up. So I think a low diamond would have been maybe the strongest defense. Okay, heart rough with the queen of spades. But now Declare is down, and there's nothing he can do about it, right? He can rough a diamond and rough a heart high and rough a diamond, but then North has a trump. Yeah, this was very strong defense from North-South at this table. Yeah, the spade is good defense as well. I suppose there was just nothing Declare was ever going to be able to do. He might wind up down 2 at this point. He's going to rough this low. He has to rough this low. He has a count on South's hand. But to make the contract from here, he's going to need to rough the heart. No, he probably suspects there's nothing that can be done. My guess is he'll rough a heart high and hope that the trumps split 2-2. Play a spade to the king. The last queen of hearts is set up, but alas, That will be the end of the hand. Down 1. I think a well-earned swing for Rosenthal. It's kind of funny. We're done. We're done with that room. Is there a way to Is there a way to get rid of this without just like closing back out? Okay, well wrong match. There we go. Now we have 1 table to follow. Whoa, why is the top of the screen cut off? What's going on here? What is all this about? Uh-oh. Am I like scrolled somewhere? I'm not scrolled somewhere. Okay, hold on, technical difficulties. Let's try and get North's cards back on screen. Top of screen. Let's do that. Is that better? That's a little better. We'll leave it like that. Okay. So 2 boards left to go in this segment, and Nickell holds on to a 28 imp lead. Let me get a quick update. I guess we just got a quick update because I closed out of the thing. But the Fleischer match is still fairly close. It is 19 imps for Fleischer right now, is currently where they sit. And they have 2 boards to compare in the last set. Looks like they bid 6 spades on board 44 in the Fleischer match, and they bid 3 no on board 45. Okay, let's follow the action at this 1 table. Hopefully I'm not in the way of anything. I know I used to have my camera on the bottom left. We'll leave it. 1 no, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Kind of a similar start to what we saw in the other room. In that room, Ish in this spot just jumped to key card. And so Greco is coming up with some different types of hands that his partner can hold to see if key card is going to be the best way to find out the information he needs. Now, is it possible that 7 spades makes? What would we need? We would need the ace of hearts, the jack 5th of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and the ace queen of spades. It's possible. It is definitely possible. I guess we don't even need the jack of diamonds, but then we would need the diamonds to split. So what is Greco going to do? Eric Greco and Jeff Hampson, of course, very, very long-term partnership in the US. I don't think they're in the senior category yet, but they're definitely getting up there in age. And they have spent a lot of time working on their precision system. They've played precision for many, many years. Similar to Mexstroth and Rodwell, which might have been one of the reasons why Nickell was attracted to both of those pairs as teammates. But what's he going to do over 2 spades? So I had suggested a lot of players play this like 4 clubs as a like generic slam try. Oh, he goes with the same bid as Ish, although about 5 minutes slower. For no, we're going to get 2 with the queen, and that's going to tell Greco that he just needs to sign off. So I guess his plan was over 3 key cards, he was going to ask for the trump queen. It's really difficult to find out if 7 is right. Maybe that was his conclusion, actually, that it's just going to be too difficult to find out if 7 spades is right. Let's do the simple thing and make sure we get to slam whenever it's correct. They could, of course, be off 2 aces, or an ace and the trump queen. So we get 5 spades. Greco should be bidding 6. I have to imagine. It feels weird to ask, find out that you're off only 1 key card, and then sign off. If you really wanted partners' input about whether or not they liked their hand for slam, you could have done something else over 2 spades. So I expect him to come to the same conclusion that Ish did, which was 2 key cards and the spade queen is enough for slam. But he is thinking about it. They have plenty of time on the round clock. Up here in the top right, 20 minutes before they're going to be assessed a slow play penalty. If 2-no was a game force over 1-no, yeah, maybe if you had some sort of artificial thing, but the 1-no bidding structure is over 2 spades. Well, I guess you lose out on the ability to invite with 5 spades. Oh, you mean because some people play 1-no, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades is the invite with 5. Got it. Yeah, I suppose if you moved some things around, you might be able to make room. But I'm having a hard time figuring out how they learn the information they need to figure out if a grand is good. Because ace, king, queen of hearts, ace, queen of spades, ace of clubs is too much stuff. Your partner can't have that many values for their 1-no opener. So you would need to find out if partner has a long minor that can be used to discard your heart losers. And I don't know. I guess if you had some sort of relay system available. Oh my god, Greco passed 5 spades. Oh, that's not good news for them. He might have been worried about a club lead. Reasonably so. I mean, on an opening club lead, his partner would be basically 50-50 to make the contract. But he's not going to be very happy the way things have turned out. So this will be a swing to Rosenthal, who's getting back in the match. Should be 11 imps. Unless he makes 2 over tricks. If he makes 2 over tricks, then it'll only be 10 imps. Make sure he fights hard for those 2 over tricks. Oh, he pitches the 9 of hearts. He's not even trying. "12 tricks, 11 imps to Rosenthal." The match has gotten closer, 17 imps now, and 1 board to play. The next hand, well, so North-South can make 6 no trump. I suppose that means they can also make like 6 hearts and 6 diamonds. But it's a little tough to get there, and you're off a large number of queens. We'll see where they get to. I expect 3-no. But let's see what happens. So spade, 2 diamonds. I expect North to bid 2 hearts, just patterning out. Some people play jumps to 3-no in 2 over 1 auctions, show like the strong no trump type hand, like 15 to 17. That could be useful in this scenario. North has the 16 count, right? And might want to make some sort of non-serious slam try, if possible. But but South bids 2 no. What do we do as North? This is kind of the awkward position, right? South could have a little bit extra in terms of high cards. North does have a little bit extra in terms of high cards. They might have up to 31, 32, 33 highs between them. And if North bids 3 no, that probably ends the auction. If North does anything else, he's kind of misdescribing his hand. 4 no would be a much stronger hand than he holds, and bidding 3 of a minor could be somewhat appealing, but does misdescribe his shape a little bit. He goes low with 3 no trump, and Chris is going to be happy to pass this. So no swing on this board. There will be a short break for the players to compare scores, and then we will start up the 8th and final segment. Both matches fairly close. Club opening lead. I don't think Declare is going to have much difficulty at all taking all of his values. Yeah, if Chris had 15, he would still pass. It's not great. That's why there's the hardest slams to get to are the ones where you have like a strong no trump opposite a strong no trump, and when someone doesn't open a no trump, because everyone has a little bit extra, but they only have enough to make a small push. Jack of hearts to the ace. In 2 over 1, what would be 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3 no? It would be 15 to 17. Oh, so that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Chris has kind of denied his 15 to 17. So 2 no is either like 12 to 14, or it's 18 or more. So yeah, North expects that partner's limited to like 14 highs with his 16 count. They could still have a slam. Like, it's very possible. North had a very, very strong 16. King doubleton, a partner's diamond suit is a big card. King of hearts. West is squeezed in the black suits. So Declare knows West has the 9 of clubs, knows East has the Queen of hearts, the spades have to come home. This is just a pretty straightforward double squeeze. I think this is what I was alluding to at the other table, where the defense really needed to put a spade through to break up the double squeeze. Otherwise, 12 tricks are fairly easy. But no swing on this board. Let's check out the scorecards before we take a quick pause. 17 imps separate Nickell and Rosenthal, and we have 19 imps separating Fleischer and Leibowitz.